everyone, I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for Week 16 of the NFL season. So we'll predict all these games set to take place in Week 16. And we're coming off of a very impressive Week 15, where I got 15 of the 16 NFL games right. I only got one game wrong last week, so hopefully we can get that to continue, which means if we do get that to continue, you are going to follow along. That way you know who wins each and every NFL game. So that being said, let's get started. In the AFC, we have the Bengals and the Steelers. This feels like a must-win for Pittsburgh, playing your divisional rival. If you lose, you're probably not making the playoffs. With that being said, I just don't trust their offense at this point. I really want to take Pittsburgh. I just don't trust the offense, which leads me to picking Cincinnati. Bills and Chargers. Chargers are this close to being eliminated. They fired Brandon Staley this past Friday after the humiliating loss to the Raiders. I don't think it's going to get better from him quite so quickly. I think Buffalo wins this one to keep their run to the playoffs ongoing. That's the Browns and the Texans. So in this one, I am taking Cleveland. Just because it sounds like the Texans are not going to have CJ Stroud. I don't think they can beat Cleveland if they don't have CJ Stroud. So yeah, I'm taking the Browns. Now we get to the Sunday night game. It's the Patriots and the Broncos in Denver. This is going to be Denver winning it. They still have a relatively decent shot at the playoffs. Taking on a New England team that's offense just keeps buying them in the butt time after time. I think the Bronco defense will force plenty of turnovers. And Denver will cruise to an easy win. Christmas Day. It's the Raiders and the Chiefs going at an Arrowhead. If Kansas City wins, they will lock up the AFC West once again. And as a Chiefs fan, I am very confident in Kansas City's ability to win this one. Kansas City's going to win. The Raiders offense is going to look closer to the Vikings game than it did in the Chargers game. And Kansas City gets a fairly easy win over the Raiders. Good Christmas present for anyone in Chiefs Kingdom. A couple of teams are eliminated next. We have the Commanders and the Jets going at it in the Meadowlands. And look, I am going to take the Jets. The Commanders' defense is horrible. I feel like their offensive line is going to get up too many sacks. The offense in general is going to struggle against the Jets. And New York is going to have just enough go right on offense to win that game. Next up is the Colts and the Falcons. This one in Atlanta. And I'm taking Indy. That offense just feels like it's just clicking at the best possible time. Atlanta, it feels like they are on the precipice of a collapse. So yeah, I'm taking Indy. Seahawks and Titans in Nashville. And I feel like Seattle is going to win. I feel like they will have plenty of success against the Titan defense. And especially against the Titan team where there's a chance that Will Levis might not be there. so they'll have to depend on a different quarterback. I feel very confident in Seattle. Jaguars and Buccaneers in Tampa. The Bucs coming off an impressive showcase. Baker Mayfield now the only visiting quarterback to post a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. And that Packer defense is the reason why I didn't get all the picks right last week. And now they're taking on a Jacksonville team that has Trevor Lawrence in the concussion protocol. And yet, I still feel like Jacksonville should win this one. I feel like the Tampa defense is bound to take a step back. Or excuse me, the Tampa offense is bound to take a step back. And then we go to Dallas and Miami. This one's going to be a close one. I'm taking the team and the quarterback that I think that if you put it under pressure is more likely to succeed. And that's Dallas. It just feels like Tua Tagovailoa, he just tends to collapse at the worst possible time. I feel like this will be a close one. I think the Dolphins will need a big play from Tua, and I'm not sure he can come up with it. Whereas I am fairly confident that if Dak is put in that position, he will be able to come up big when the Cowboys need it most. Ravens and 49ers, this is the last Christmas Day game. We still have to predict another one, but this will be the last game of the week. Monday night, Ravens, 49ers, arguably the two best in the NFL. So you could make the argument that this is a Super Bowl preview. Me personally, I wouldn't go that far. But I do think the 49ers are the clear favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think they're playing better football than just about anyone right now. And while Baltimore has had plenty of success against the NFC since Lamar Jackson became the starter, I think they lose here. I think the 49ers are going to beat the Ravens. Thursday Night Football, it's the Saints and the Rams. I'm taking LA. I think their offense should be able to do some pretty good stuff against the Rams. Against the Saints, excuse me. Their defense, I think, will turn Derek Carr into a shell of himself. And that will lead to the Rams getting a huge pivotal win in the NFC wildcard race. Packers, Panthers. Again, Packers, their defense sucked last week. It was the real reason why I did not have a perfect week last week. But I think they bounce back here against the Panthers. And this next game will be my upset of the week. I'm taking Minnesota. Why? Well, Minnesota knows that they'll have to play tough. They'll have to play possibly desperate to try to get back in the wild card race. This is also a must-win if Minnesota wants to win the division. Detroit, with their next win, locks up the NFC North. Minnesota, they're used to playing close games. I think this is another one. I think the Lions have had their fair share of struggles on the road. I think those happen here, and those lead to the Vikings winning. Cardinals and Bears, this feels like a game that not a lot of people are going to care for. I'm taking the Bears. I'm pretty sure that the Bears have a really good run defense. That's really all that scares me in Arizona right now. And that leads me to think Chicago is going to win. And then here we have the last of the 3 Christmas Day games for us to predict. It's the Giants. It's the Eagles. It's my lock of the week. I'm taking Philly. The Eagles should dominate the Giants. Especially a Giants team that has had quarterback issues all year. Started with Daniel Jones. At various points, they've had Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito. Starting for them at quarterback. I don't care who it is at quarterback for the Giants. He is not going to be good enough for the Giants to take down the Eagles. He's just not. So here, the Eagles will get back to the Eagles that they expect. They'll get back to the type of football they expect to play. And they will win over the Giants. But there you go. There's my predictions for Week 16 of the NFL season. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. I'd like to thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I've been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.